The truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys.
Welcome back to the Love Dub podcast. I am Erica, and this is my husband, McFly. Now, we're just going to jump into this.
First off, we can't just jump into it. We've been gone for quite a long time.
We can jump into it. We'll talk to y'all about the end about where we've been and, all that good stuff.
We'll jump right into it.
So, Derrick Jaxn, and I know everyone's talking about it.
First and
very
foremost,
hot topic.
We told y'all this. From like our very first episode, we were like, yeah, we're not here like faking the funk and, these people who look like models and you never see who they with and it just feels fishy. I'm not saying I call this. I don't want to call a bad thing that happens to a couple, but I kind of saw this coming. He's Captain Panderer and he's fake. And here we are. But anyways, continue. Captain Panderer.
So, just in case you don't know, Derrick Jaxn is I guess what would you say, a social media relationship guru? Kind of? Not really.
We give everyone the guru title, but I guess.
I mean, but that's what
he gives relationship advice.
Wrote books. I mean, whatever.
He did write books. Yeah.
Yeah, and he frequently does videos from his car.
It's weird. That's a big thing on YouTube. Should we start doing car videos? Should that be our next thing? Car videos? Just in the car?
No.
Okay.
No, right. I'm good. But turns out he got exposed by TashaK. Unwind with TashaK.
Receipts.
She went.
Receipts.
You know what my husband's favorite phrase is? If you're gonna come for the king, you better kill the. She killed him. She killed him. He's laying in these streets because she got receipts. She got videos. She got all of this information from one of his side pieces.
Big ups to him though, because the video that he dropped to like go through all of it was just classic Derrick Jaxn. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I was just like, oh, you just sickened me.
Okay, so the girl stated that they went on vacation together while his wife was out of town, because that kind of tracks, because she said that she left, so it kind of tracks that she wasn't around at the time. He met up with her his birthday weekend, and yeah, and had a good time. They had the relations and they kept talking. Then he flew her out to, I think he's in Atlanta, and brought her into the family home, and then they had the relations in the marital bed. And then
you're way too happy and laughing.
No,
this is not a good thing. This is a sad
You're right.
thing.
It's not.
It's
not a good thing.
You're giggly. You're like in the marital bed. No, that's bad. That's bad. I feel bad for her because she was not even for the camera. Like, not that she can't be on camera, but she's not. This isn't the life that she obviously chose.
No, you're right. She definitely isn't, and she seems to be a very God-fearing woman. You can tell she's very...
This is not her thing at all.
You can tell she's very religious, and she seems like a really nice woman
She
based
seems
off
very nice.
the live.
She seems much more authentic and God-fearing than he is.
Oh, definitely. Like, it's more of like you can tell she's true to this and he's like new to this. Like, it's not.
Stop making rhymes. Making rhymes about this.
But it's true. It's true.
So let's take it through. So he gets exposed, right? He comes out with a video. He came with a couple of videos, and I don't know who his PR person is. I think they must be just telling him, go for broke, my guy.
I mean, at this point, what else can he do? He's been a advocate for you shouldn't cheat on your spouse and all this
He
stuff.
has one thing that's been hilarious is take a look at some of the side-by-sides of his videos about men that cheat versus his apology video. It's a rabbit hole, but it's fun. It's ridiculous. The absolute hypocrisy this man speaks with is just
definitely hypocrisy. Yes. A lot of hypocrisy there. There's a few things that I picked up from his apology and his live that he did like right after, because he said that his wife decided that they should do a live on top of that, just in case anybody had questions or whatever.
It doesn't strike me that any of these
commentary
public responses were her idea, but maybe.
No, I think the live is because because I think she doesn't want to be pitied, looked at as the weak woman who's just going along with this for his sake.
I feel that she came off more like that.
Really?
I just feel like because if you guys haven't seen it, the first video that came out, the apology, she seems uncomfortable. She seems unwilling really to engage, and it's hard. You know how you watch the politicians that got through the Bill Clinton thing, and the wife's just standing there, and she's giving that stoic face, and when he looks over, she's kind of just like, I still give him that face of affirmation, like, I still love you and crap, but inside her head, she's like, I want to just kick you in the balls. That's how she looked and came off. Uh-huh. Even through all the God-fearing, even through all of the, supportive wife, that's how it came off. And what made it worse is the way he apologized was just a shitty apology.
It was.
It was a really bad apology. Even gave himself kudos for, this is how you apologize and take responsibility. What? Oh my goodness, no. He
didn't do an apology. He's like, a lot of women put this man on a pedestal. Honey, you put yourself there.
Yeah.
Honey, you put yourself there.
He did it to himself.
Let's not make it seem like you didn't brand yourself as a relationship expert and then for you to be not following the things that you say makes you a hypocrite. Like, he's like, and I'm sorry if you feel that way. No, that's not an apology. That's not an apology.
What did you pick from the live?
I'm sorry.
What did the live?
You feel that way?
What did the live give you that the apology didn't?
The live gave me more of her personality.
Okay.
And I think it came through that she's very, I think she is really leaning to God on this.
And honestly, and I'll stop you for a second. That's something that bothered me as a man of God, and we've always kind of been upfront that we're saved, we're Christian, and all that. And that's not, we don't lead with that, right? That's just a part of who I am, right? That's one of the things that I am, and one of the ways that we try to live our life. I've seen a couple of his videos. I can't recall a ton of God talk.
No, because he said he just got saved last year.
So what's almost bothersome to me is people. I feel like people tend to come.
Now he is faithful because of God, not really because of his wife.
And I don't. There's a lot to unpack there, but I just feel like when things go wrong, people always want to say, "Well, God's got me now, so now you got to just back off." I mean, we saw it with John Gray. We saw it with the other pastor. When something goes wrong, the first thing that men go to, the first thing that people in power and influence go to is, well, I got to answer to, a higher power and I have to work out. Even George effing Bush did it. Well, I don't answer to y'all, I answer to a higher power. So when you act like a heathen all the rest of the time, when something go down and you really get exposed, now it's, well, God got me. So I just feel like, so God didn't have you, you were doing all that fuck shit? I'm cussing. I'm sorry. It just aggravates me because, I still saw people defending him. And I'm not to say that he can't be a voice and an influencer still. But it's really hard. No. I'm just thinking it has to come from a different place now. You can't come on, because let's be honest. His entire image was built up to be, I'm the perfect guy. That was his image. He was in shape. He a handsome brother.
And I have a car.
And he said all the right things. He was successful. He dressed well. He looked like he smelled good on the videos. He looked like it. You gonna walk up and be like, what is that? It's just my natural scent, bro. That's how he looked. And let's keep it a buck. So when you present it as, and then, on top of that, I say all the things you want to hear. It's always a man's fault. We always have to level up and y'all are just beautiful queens. That's why I call him Captain Panderer, because he just says everything that you want to hear. Because most people listen to him are women. Keep it a buck. And he has the attractiveness going. He got the nice voice and he's saying all these great things, right? He built up this image to be this. Obviously, we know he's not that, right? We know he's not perfect, all right? We get that.
But to be honest, the way he carried off his persona, no one even knew he was married. Now, I'm saying
that was a big thing.
A lot of people didn't even know he was married.
I said that earlier. I'm like, is this dude even married? He's giving out advice. Can you give out marriage advice?
Yeah, I thought he was like of the same ilk of like a Matthew. What's his name? Hussey or Hussey? I don't know his last name. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it right. But I'm like, why are these single dudes giving?
I don't think you
relationship advice.
Not to discriminate against nobody for any reason, but it's hard to give relationship advice if you're not in one. I just like, where is this coming from? Like, anyone that's in a relationship understands there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of give and take. If you're not sacrificing, how can you tell somebody else how they're supposed to sacrifice if you're not actively doing it? I just don't think it makes sense. So he was always going to be exposed at some point to me, but I mean, to be exposed in this level, in this rate, just saying what you said about John Gray. You have a mess up once, okay, I hear that things happen. You out there just moving like crazy. And only, again, and we talked about it earlier, if he would have exposed himself, I would be like, all right, maybe. At least you really owned up and said, you know what? I mess up. And then
that would have been better.
That'd have been
if he got ahead of it. But then, because he cut them all off, they didn't know. They didn't know they were coming for. This is very throwback. I don't know if anyone's really read like The Tent. But I think sometimes you lean into a cause pretty much for the money. Like, it's not your passion. It's not, you know what I mean? In The Tent, it's about, like, they set up a fake church just to pretty much get money. But besides the point I'm making is this.
I mean,
a lot of people lean into that cause. There's a lot of black women, because he's obviously more so catering to black women, who are single, who want love, who are not necessarily having the best time in the...
I'm gonna tell you right now, you single ladies, men and women alike look at you as dollar signs and as just money. Don't let yourself be manipulated by these fake people out here. You ain't gotta listen to us. You can cut us off now and say they stupid as shit. That's fine, right? But just keep in mind that racket is real, right? That racket is huge because women are the ones that, to me, seemingly are more on that looking for love and just want the advice, just want to know what to do. Single men are just dogs. And fellas, no offense, but we can be. I'm on your side, but we kind of just are dogs sometimes, right? We're not on the chats like, I just want to find love. Not enough of us. Just keep it a buck. But you women out there, please be careful who you get advice from, because you got to realize that, you know, the Derrick Jaxns and who's the Kevin Samuels and these guys out there are just, it's entertainment. Keep it as that. You'll find a few bits and pieces here and there, but you can't build your whole approach off what these dudes are saying.
I think we've said it before. I would say that there's technically no one who's an expert on the relationship that you should be having, right?
Absolutely.
I think you should take bits and pieces from, you know, various sources, and then build a relationship that's comfortable for you and your significant other.
Your relationship should be 100% unique and customized. There's no one size fits all. There's no one basket of advice fits all. So we always give a caveat, take whatever we're saying with a grain of salt, because obviously whatever we figured out kind of works for us, unless you catch us in the scandal in a couple of years. Who knows?
Better not.
Yeah, no, I'm too lazy to cheat. It's just too much work. That's why I'm in the house. But either way, yeah, no, we want to do a video, and as you mentioned, guys, I know we've been gone for a while, and life comes at you hard sometimes. But we're back, so want to get this video out for you guys. As far as, so real quick thoughts. Do you want to see any more Derrick Jaxn videos?
I just don't think that he can do them and be looked at as having a valid stance because he's such a hypocrite.
Well, what if he changed his perspective and changed kind of his philosophy? Like, he goes from being the perfect man to being, okay, I cheated. How do you get back from that? And he could just give advice to
I don't know. He
cheated.
is selling the book because apparently he put that in his video.
And that's why it's hard to believe. Oh, and
how to heal.
No, and
without hurting each other or something.
Before
I don't know,
get
something
to that,
like that.
Guys, we're gonna put a quick clip in this real quick. Please check out him doing a reaction video to his own video.
He's grasping at straws because at this point he has nothing else to lose.
Away from certain things, to not operate from your lowest self, whatever it may be.
So, when I looked in the comments of this video, I don't know if old boy was trolling or not, but he said, D, I think I want to see a reaction to this video. So let's do it. And by the way, I'm gonna speak in third person. A lot of you already seen this, but this is Derrick Jaxn. A lot of people think of him as a relationship expert and guru and all of that. Well, he and his wife are making this video because apparently at some point in their marriage, or maybe even beforehand in the relationship, he didn't take his own advice and he stepped out and he got involved with other women, as you heard them say. Now, upon first impression, nothing really...
Literally, has nothing else to lose.
No, I guess not. I
think I think he's poking fun at himself, but he literally has nothing else to lose.
Do you think so then question, do you think, you said you don't care to see more of his videos. Do you think the Derrick Jaxn empire is going to fall?
Oh yeah, it fell.
You don't think it has any chance?
It fell 3 days ago when TashaK let it drop.
I actually think he will continue, and he will be he will be at least 80% of what he was.
80?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very high percentage.
I think he's talking to people who he says what people want to hear, and those kind of people always find jobs, always maintain influence. People who are essentially yes men for the masses will always, even if you know what they're saying is bullshit, it just sounds good. Oh, he made a mistake. Oh, even he can make a mistake. He'll flip that to his advantage. He's already doing it. You guys thought I was a great, unapproachable standard, but I'm not. But I'm working to be better every day through God who strengthens me. All right, bro, if you say so. I mean, at some point, it's just people who want to believe will believe.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, it is. It's upsetting because I feel like in this space, and I'll be a little emotional, but I think we found that we like giving this advice because we want to see, versus people around us. We want to see them be happy and have, a meaningful, long-lasting relationship. So I think this game, you would hope that this niche would be filled with people who really want to sow into others, right? That should be the hope and goal, right? Bring some comedy, bring some entertainment, but ultimately bring some worthy advice and maybe help somebody through a time, right? That should be the goal. Unfortunately, that's not everybody who's in this game. Some people are in the game just to get the money, get the fame, get the whatever. And that's just what it is. And I think he's become big enough that it's not that he's too big to fail, but he's not going to just disappear.
Like 2 million followers on Facebook or something.
He's not going to just go away, right? He'll make fun of himself. He'll keep writing books. He's not just going away. So I think, that's why we're back, to help balance the scales. I mean, I'm not.
I do think that, like, from the relationship, based off what he was saying, I think their relationship was doomed from the start. They were together for 12 years total, right? Dating and marriage. He said they were off and on for the first 7. What?
I mean, it does
sound off and on for the first 7. Then you got married, and you've been together, like, married for 4 years.
It does sound like
he cheated before they got married, and he cheated during the marriage.
It does seem like they're the definition of not equally yoked. I mean, she was obviously heavily into God, and it's weird that he says he got saved last year, but it doesn't seem like she got saved last year.
Nope.
So and again, it makes you question. It makes you question her a little bit. Just like, I know you love somebody, but like as heavy as you feel to be into your faith, why would you create a union with somebody who wasn't even committed to you 100%, let alone committed to God 100%, and also was cheating? It doesn't seem to make sense, and I think that's kind of what you're getting at. It's almost doomed from the beginning. So in that respect, I do think the notion that, she didn't keep herself up, and that's why he cheated. No, he was a cheater.
I saw that in the comments, and it made me so upset.
He was a cheater off rip. Let's just keep it a buck. He was a cheater off rip. Like, I don't think it was anything to do with
if somebody
her
can
looks
cheat on
or
Beyonce,
whatnot.
Anybody can give a shit.
And that's the other thing too. We gotta stop thinking that it's not the looks of what you have at home. Every time a beautiful woman is cheated on, it's just like, how did that happen? Like, she's so gorgeous. It's obviously not how she looks. So we have to stop demeaning and putting people down, or putting women down in particular, because that's why. So because of how she looks, which in many cases you can't adjust or change. Maybe you can be a little skinnier, a little fatter or whatever, but just her face is why? That's bullshit. I can't submit to that. Mm-hmm. So beyond that, he just was a cheater up front, and he was not, apparently from his own admission, committed to God up front. And with somebody like that who seemingly lets God be, the leader of their life, I wonder what made her decide to give him a chance. Maybe it's because he was Derrick Jaxn.
They have a kid together, and it could be that.
Kids will keep people together. It could be that. I hope it's more than that. I do hope, as we always say with these situations, I hope they figure it out for them, not for his empire. Not for, his fans, not for any other reason than just they figure out a way for them to be happy together or not together. I mean, if it's what has to happen. But I just, his persona, his influencer power, I think will be sapped. I just hope that maybe now that he's been humbled a bit more, he's a bit more understanding and he gives a bit more real advice. Don't just be Captain Panderer, because you didn't follow all that Captain Pandering crap that you were pushing. You weren't just doing all the right things every single time. So be real. If you give real advice and say, hey man, I messed up sometimes, she messed up sometimes, this is what happened. Those are the types of people that, give advice that I think can truly be trusted, because they're actually giving you an account of both sides, not just the glitzy, glamoury, unrealistic version of something so that you can just sell this fairy tale to millions of people. I get it makes you money and that makes sense, but again, I would hope this game is for people who want to maybe have some influence, but most importantly, help somebody, not just help themselves.
Okay, so I think the big question that I think is on everybody's minds nowadays is, why do, I guess specifically men, because men technically cheat more than women, but they do cheat. I think the statistics are men cheat 22% of the time, women are 14%.
22, you said?
22, almost a quarter.
Well, I mean, that doesn't include black men because black men don't cheat.
Don't do those. Do not do those. Are you serious?
Black men don't cheat. Derrick Jaxn is clearly Caucasian with a deep tan. Because black men don't cheat.
Okay.
So.
Sure. That's what you're going to go with.
So you want to dive into the reasons that men cheat?
What? Let's do it because I think the world wants to know.
I think next episode. We can't get into that right now. See, you've been off for too long. Now you want to just do everything. We got to ease them back into it. We got to give them a reason to come watch next week.
So we got a giveaway coming up next week.
Oh, cue the giveaway. You have a giveaway?
Yes.
I didn't know you had a giveaway. Okay. So we have a giveaway. What's the giveaway?
It's
I'm excited
for all
too.
the people having babies out there because I know quarantine has, had some. There's a lot of quarantine babies popping up.
What else you gonna do?
So we do have some baby stuff. We're gonna have 2 winners.
Oh, really? I didn't know any of this. So how are they gonna know what do they have to do?
Well, we're gonna announce all of that on the next video. They gotta keep watching.
Oh, okay. So keep watching. All right. Next week, why do men cheat, but black men don't cheat? So why do other men cheat? We're gonna find out next week.
Well, hope you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.
Like, comment, subscribe. Get your friends to like, comment, subscribe. We back. We back in this thing. So let's get it going.
All right. See you next week.
Later.